118 to 108 with only 2 weeks remaining in the regular season. Now, the loss dropped the Lakers to 9 in the Western Conference standings. Here is LeBron after that loss.
When the doctors told me I was healing faster than anybody I've seen before with the injury.
Did anyone ever suggest surgery?
Yeah, 2 doctors.
Why did you decide against it?
Because I went to the LeBron James of feet, and he told me I shouldn't.
All right, as I mentioned, the Lakers are now in ninth place in the Western Conference, but they are just 1.5 games behind the Warriors for the 6th seed. They are also just 1 game ahead of the Mavericks, who are currently out of playoff contention. Mad Dog.
Yes.
Now we have Kendrick Perkins joining us.
Oh, very good. Hello, Ken. How are you, big guy?
How exciting is that?
There we have it.
Good morning.
Christine, Russo, how y'all doing, man?
We're
how
doing
y'all
great.
doing?
We're all
Y'all
kind of
doing
matching
right?
today. This is amazing. The little blue, grayish vibes. I love that for us. Okay, Mad Dog, I'm going to start with you. Who has more pressure on them to make a run? Is it LeBron or AD?
I do think it's LeBron. I think anytime LeBron plays, there's pressure. He's obviously the guy. I know Kendrick didn't like. He's obviously the focal point of every team that he's on. So, Anthony Davis is going to be sort of more the secondary, even though he's great, a little bit more of the secondary character. So I do think it's LeBron. Listen, I think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. I think they'll squeeze in somewhere in that 7 to 6 range. But I don't think the Lakers win an NBA championship. I think it's too much to overcome. They've been up and down. You can't lose to the Chicago Bulls, a game they needed to have. But there's never going to be a period in his career where the pressure is just the way it is. He's LeBron James. He's the best basketball player in the world. The pressure is always going to be on him more so than any teammate. Always. All right, Perk, let me hear. Go ahead.
Oh, thought something was crawling on me or some ants, but it was just Russo take that made my damn skin crawl. Because there's nowhere in hell at 38 years of age, year 20, that the pressure is on LeBron James. It's no pressure on LeBron James at all. Everything from here on out that he accomplished individually and team goal-wise is icing on the cake. All right, let's make that clear. Now, when it comes down to who is the most pressure, who is under the most pressure, it's Anthony Davis. We're talking about a guy that is 30 years old, that is in his prime, that is averaging 25 and 12, that is not only trying to show the world that he could carry a team this season and lead them into the postseason, but I believe that he is still auditioning for the Los Angeles Lakers to see if they his guy that they could trust and put the franchise in his hands. When it comes down to availability, when it comes down to being consistent for us being dominant, demanding the ball on the offensive end, being the force on the offensive end, a guy that you could run your offense through, a guy that you know night in and night out, he's going to carry you. We have to remember, again, 3 or 4 years ago, we had Anthony Davis in the same conversation with Giannis Antetokounmpo. They were like neck and neck. And all of a sudden, it was separation there. Now, Anthony Davis has gained ground, but when it comes down to who's under the most pressure, who's auditioning right now, it's Anthony Davis. It's not LeBron James. I mean, he's 38.
I understand the point. I understand the point. But LeBron is the best player in the NBA. We are leading with LeBron here. We're not talking to Anthony Davis. The question is LeBron. LeBron is, when you're that good, haven't been in the playoffs in a couple of years, team's underachieved, not his fault, but the team is underachieved. I don't know how in the world we can think that when you talk about the Lakers, you don't talk LeBron. He is the Lakers. He is the Lakers. Anthony Davis is not the Lakers. LeBron's the Lakers. And if they don't make the playoffs or they lose, or the accent or the people, I'll give you an example. I hate to use this. When I'm on the radio program or we're doing a radio show and the Lakers lose to somebody in the first round, am I going to get calls on the Anthony Davis perk, or am I going to get calls on the LeBron James? I'm going to get calls on LeBron James.
But Mad Dog, the only reason that you're going to get calls on LeBron James is because, see, guys like you and Stephen A., who I call senior citizens that are old, right? We look at LeBron James, and because he's in the GOAT conversation, he's always going to be criticized. Again, I don't know any 38-year-old that was in year 20 that was under pressure. He's already accomplished everything and more, Mad Dog. What
No, I
else is it
understand.
for him to do? He's averaging 37 and 8 this season. At 38 years old, you realize that me and Bron is the same age, okay? We're the same age. We may not look like it. I may look a lot more handsome, but it's all good. But what I'm explaining to you is that we cannot let a 30-year-old Anthony Davis that is in his prime off the hook. Anthony Davis is generational when it comes down to talent. He is something really that we haven't seen before. When you talk about a unique skill set at the power forward position, his availability has not been there. Can you trust him? What I'm telling you is right now, and it started, I said this 3 weeks ago, that if the Lakers, right now, Anthony Davis has an opportunity to change the narrative and get back into the same conversation with guys like Giannis and Joel and Jokic, because he's capable of doing it, and he's been doing it. But again, it's not just about the playoffs. If I'm the Lakers and I'm Rob Pelinka and I'm Jeannie Buss, I'm reevaluating Anthony Davis right now as we speak to see, is this a guy I could trust in the next for the 4 or 5 years to put the keys in his hands to drive this car, this franchise?
That's an excellent point. I know where you're coming from. We're really arguing a couple different things because LeBron is the feature and he is always under discussion. So that's why, to me, he's more scrutinized. But I understand his point from a basketball standpoint. Perk is 100% right, so I don't want to debate him on this specifically, but it's really two different arguments. LeBron's the face of the NBA. When you're the face of the NBA, you are going to be scrutinized when you lose in the playoffs.
Right.
That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis, from a team standpoint, that's a fair point, too.
All right, Perk, you good?
Yeah. I'm
okay,
good.
perfect. The Lakers currently have 25-1 odds to win the NBA title. That's 9th shortest odds in the NBA.
Your legs, your wind, everything. How'd it feel? How'd your body feel?
I felt okay. Obviously, the rhythm is the most important. I had a couple, drives and the ball got away from me. A couple shots didn't feel as good as before, obviously, but I was out for 4 weeks, so between that and the wind, just got to get those things back leading to the final stretch of the season.
What was that process like for you, the 4 weeks watching this team, and then as you kind of process what the next 7 look like as a whole?
Obviously it sucks not being able to play, but definitely very proud of the team. When I was out just watching them just compete at a high level, playing the game the right way, playing Laker basketball, and the guys put us in position to be able to go down the stretch and be able to put ourselves in playoff position. So that was fun to see.
What was the injury you're dealing with?
The injury I was dealing with? I tore a tendon in my foot.
And that's normally longer than a 4-week recovery process.
It is.
When did you get a sense of you would have a plan to get you back faster than what the normal kind of routine is on that?
When the doctors told me I was healing faster than anybody I've seen before with the injury.
And how do you feel like you'll be able to manage it with the final 7 regular season games plus whatever comes after that?
It's day to day, obviously. The most important for me is Monday morning. When I wake up tomorrow, I step out of the bed and see what happens, with that. But I felt confident in the workouts that I had this week. And the day after the workouts, when I woke up and I stepped down off the bed, that I could possibly play today. And after my workout earlier before the game, I knew I could play today, just from the long week that I had. But we'll see what happens.
Bron, what were the 3 days like, and mentally, how important was it for you to come back with 8 games left?
No, it wasn't how many games. It was just, I could come back when I felt comfortable to be able to explode and run and jump and, and not second guess myself being out on the floor, especially at this level. My days would start at 7 in the morning and end around dinner time around 7 o'clock at night. from rehab to training to treatment to do it all over again and then do it all over again. So I wanted to try to put myself and my body in, the best possible chance to be able to come back before the end of the regular season or before the end of the season period, even if we did make the playoffs.
LeBron, I think everyone here is typically used to, if you're questionable, you're probably going to play. But was there anything in that pregame warm-up? I know you finished with a couple dunks. You were moving a little bit, driving a little bit. Was there anything you were looking for to make sure, okay, this is good to go before I play today, or was it all pretty set?
No, it wasn't. It's mostly the takeoff and the landing, exploding, things of that nature. And, once I knew I could do that, I felt confident I could play.
Did anyone ever suggest surgery?
Yeah, 2 doctors.
Why did you decide against it?
Because I went to the LeBron James of feet, and he told me I shouldn't. I'm not done. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Are you going to need surgery on this after this season?
I don't know. Right now, I don't need it, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably get another MRI at the end of the season, and go from there. But if I end up having to get surgery after the season, you guys won't know. I don't talk to you guys in the off season, and by the time next season starts, I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go.
What country is the LeBron James' feet based in? What country is
I don't know. I have no idea.
Was there anything in these 13 games that you missed? This team went 8-5.
Yeah.
A couple of 3-game winning streaks.
Yep.
Did your sense of the trajectory of what this season could be change at all? Seeing this group kind of come together.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, if they go 8-5, and now we sitting at a chance to be able to, the hell with the play-in, we actually can be a top 8 seed. That definitely changed my mindset on, me coming back and trying to be a part of this, obviously. So, well, I don't really want to say change my mindset. It just enhanced of what I was trying to do as far as my workouts, as far as my treatment and everything. But I mean, they played such great basketball, and I was just ecstatic. And from me being in the boot to me getting out of the boot, you guys saw me on the sidelines, and just feeling such happy about what the guys were doing. So definitely want to be a part of it.
What's the biggest concern for you as you guys head out on the road for these next 5?
No concern. Just go out and play ball. That's it. Go out and play ball, play at a high level, give yourself a chance to win.